After a lackluster season last year, Texas looks to bounce back in 2023 and win the Big 12. Here are 5 reasons why Texas will win the Big 12 in 2023. Reason number 1, the best roster in the Big 12. Texas has been recruiting at an elite level for the past 3, 4, even 5 seasons. Heck, go back to Tom Herman era. They were recruiting really, really well. Now, per Athlon Sports, Texas is rated as tied for 5th, ironically with A&M, for overall recruiting average. So Texas, so that just means Texas is recruiting top 5 amongst every other team in college football. Now, in 8th, they have Oklahoma listed. That's a little bit of skewed because of the big drop-off they had when players transferred, when Lincoln Riley went to USC. After that, it's a huge drop. You go to, I think, 31, 32, 33. That's where you see TCU. That would be 3rd in the Big 12, 33rd in the country based off of recruiting average. So Texas comes in with a lot more talent than every other team in the Big 12. And oh, by the way, they have elite QB potential, all, with 3 different QBs, running back talent. I think they have a 5-star running back as well, a couple 4-stars, a lot of 5-star wide receivers, elite talent at wide receiving core, probably the best in the Big 12. Offensive line has a lot of talent as well. Go on the defense. Texas is starting to recruit better defensively, especially at DBs. They always usually have pretty good DBs. But overall, this roster, by far, the best in the Big 12. Reason 2, they should have the best offense in the Big 12, and they will have maybe, just maybe, the nation's best overall offense in 2023. Last season, passing-wise, they had about 3,000 yards passing. Again, Texas as a team last year was a little bit of a disappointment than what people expected. I believe their over-under was set at 9.5, if I'm not mistaken, last year. And a lot of people had them winning the Big 12. Now, they didn't. Their offense was still pretty good. It was pretty prolific. But even Xavier Worthy kind of had a letdown season. I think he had 750 yards. But Texas goes out, gets A.D. Mitchell, steals them from UGA, adds a true now number 1 wide receiver, as well as they obviously return Xavier Worthy, Jordan Winnington, Isaiah Nair, Casey Kane, and then a couple really, really, really talented freshmen. Look out for DeAndre Moore and Jonte Cook. This wide receiving core is really, really good now. Running back wise, you lost Bijan Robinson, right? So I expect a little bit of a drop, probably a big drop off in the rushing category, as well as you also lost Roschon Johnson as well. Texas was a really good rush team last year. Jonathan Brooks, Jaden Blue, both these guys, although do not have that much experience, they have a lot of talent and potential, as well as Quinn Ewers comes in. Didn't have a really good season last year, but he might actually just be the key for Texas this season. But that offensive line should help him out. It isn't as experienced as you would like, but it's still pretty talented. And I think Texas's offensive line will have little issues this season. Maybe against Bama, because Bama's front 7, in fact, the entire defense is going to be the best defense you play all year. Oh, by the way, it's at Bama, and add salt to the wound, it is going to be a night game. But Texas's offense is going to be one of the best in college football this year, should be the best in the Big 12. Bring back all this talent and experience at wide receiver and now QB, and this is going to be by far one of the best offenses to watch. Reason 3, Quinn Ewers has an elite season. Yeah, I said it. He will have an elite season this year. I expect him... and I expect Texas to air out the ball a lot more this year because they lost an elite running back and also a pretty veteran running back from last year in Roquan Johnson, as well as elite running back Bijan Robinson, right? But Texas has a lot of talent, obviously all around, but at wide receiver. They add in A.D. Mitchell, who, granted, had... was bagged down by injuries at UGA, but whenever he played, had amazing moments, like against Ohio State, like against Alabama, against whoever else you want to put. Michigan, he had a couple big moments. And then the TCU game, he had a couple big moments. So whenever the time was right, A.D. Mitchell always shined. You steal him from UGA. You got Jordan Whittington as well. Kind of an underrated hybrid wide receiver for Texas. So, and then Xavier Worthy, who will have a much better season than last year. But this is all about Quinn Ewers. I think he obviously has the talent to take it to the next level. And I think this season, with all those wide receivers and the scheme, Quinn Ewers has an elite season. Reason number 4, the best defensive backs in the Big 12. Listen, what kind of plagued Texas's defense last year was their pass defense. Now, their defense as a whole gave up just 20-something points per game. I think it was 21 points per game. That's actually pretty good. Texas had a decent rush defense as well. The problem was, in some of their biggest moments, they kind of got beat through the air. They add in Jalen Catalon from Arkansas. That is a huge pickup. He will be playing safety. And they also added Gavin Holmes from Wake Forest, who was honestly probably one of their better players defensively when, by the way, Wake Forest didn't really have a defense last year. But you bring back Jaron Thompson, Ryan Watts, Jaden Barron, Terrence Brooks, even true freshman Anthony Hill. Look out for him. And this DB core is looking really, really, really good heading into 2023. And oh, by the way, that front 7 as a whole should be one of the best in the Big 12. This defensive unit for Texas is going to be one of the best that they've had in a long time. And finally, reason number 5, the entire Big 12 conference is weak, okay? Most of the teams that have been towards the top of the Big 12 are starting to trend down, like Oklahoma, who had an embarrassing season last year. Oklahoma State's trending down. Baylor, they had a pretty good season in 2021. I don't think they will be anywhere near that level this year. They sure as heck weren't there last year. Who else do you want to put on this? West Virginia, man, that team has fallen off a cliff. Iowa State, they had a couple 7 or 8 win seasons. 2020, they had a pretty good year. Still didn't win the Big 12, but they're going to be circling around 5, 6, maybe 7 wins this year. And Kansas State and TCU, although those two teams had an amazing season last year, I doubt that they're going to be anywhere close to that level this year. The whole conference is trending down. And oh, by the way, you add in 4 group of 5 teams. The Big 12 conference, obviously losing you and Oklahoma next year, as a whole is starting to trend downward. And those are my 5 reasons why Texas will win the Big 12 this year. Do you guys think Texas is going to win the Big 12, or do you think they're going to disappoint and continue that drought this season? It would be going on over 14 years since the last Big 12 title for the Texas Longhorns. Now, they haven't made it to the Big 12 title since 2018. That's the same year that they, lost the Big 12 title but won the Sugar Bowl. That was probably Texas's best season in the past 14 years. But, let us know what you guys think. Make sure you guys like and subscribe to the Texas football channel at The Voice of College Football. And follow for more. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.